Hello. Good. It should be evening now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Chat with SEGi series. My name is CY. I'm your moderator for today's session about occupational health and safety. Now, before we go any further, I just want to make sure you can hear me and see me clearly. So, if you could hear me, if you could see me, please type in the comments box. Give me a big yes so that I know you could hear and you could see me clearly. Yeah. So we're just waiting for everybody to comment. If you could hear me, please type a big yes. I see that there are already some comments coming in. When we started, I saw Rachel, I saw CQ Lee, I see Kenny Thor, Jaga, Eve Tan, Hua Pei, Ling, Hui, and then there's Hui Ying, Amira, Caroline, Chu. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And once again, my name is CY. I'm your moderator of the night. Now, today we're talking about something that is that we haven't talked about as much as we like. And our topic today is about occupational safety and health. And we're going to focus on the career prospects and future outlooks, especially with the focus of the oil and gas industry, because that's where our industry speaker is from. Now, before I go on any further, let me explain to everyone what's going to happen tonight. So it's going to be a very light-hearted session where we chat with Miss Kamaria, our program leader, as well as Miss Afira from the industry. We'll hear more from them later. So I think we're going to start off with an overview of the industry, where are the opportunities at and things like that. And then we're going to jump into a very light-hearted conversation with two of our guest speakers tonight. And then after that, we are going to end the night. So if you're watching this, right, if you have any question at all throughout the session, please do ask them in the comments box. Yeah, we'll try to pick up some questions along the way. And if we don't pick up your question, it's okay. At the end of our webinar tonight, we are also going to have a very quick Q&A session. So if you have questions, right, make sure you get them ready when the time comes. Yeah. So I just want to quickly acknowledge those who have just tuned in and commented. I see Amira, Faisal, Hui Ying, Abraham, right? Stanley. So thank you once again for connecting in. And of course, we have a lot of people that registered for today's webinar, but for some reason, I haven't seen them yet. So if you know someone that has registered for tonight's webinar, do tag them in the comments section below. Yeah. And of course, some of you are watching on YouTube as well. So if you're connecting with us through YouTube, do share the YouTube link to your friends who should be watching this right now. And for everybody's information, we are streaming live across 8 platforms. And that is the Facebook pages and the YouTube channels of SEGi Group of Colleges in Kuala Lumpur, in Subang Jaya, Penang, as well as Sarawak. So once again, welcome everybody. And I'm going to start the night with introducing to everyone our first speaker. And she is none other than Miss Kamaria Hussein, the program leader for Occupational Safety and Health programs from SEGi Group of Colleges. So join me in welcoming Miss Kamaria. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Okay, my name is Kamaria Hussein. People usually will call me K. Okay, so I'm the program leader for Diploma in OSH for SEGi Group, for SEGi Colleges Subang Jaya. All right, so I'll be with you guys throughout the day for this webinar.
Fantastic. Okay? Fantastic. Another thing that you should know about Kay, I can call you Kay, right?
Yes.
Another thing that you should know about Kay is she also coordinates very, very closely with the faculty members across SEGi Group of Colleges, especially in the Occupational Safety and Health school in Kuala Lumpur, Penang, as well as Sarawak. Yeah. So everybody, if you are watching this, do comment in the comments box. Help me welcome Kay by typing hi, Kay. Yeah, I see Caroline has started to comment. Hui Yin says hi back.
Hi.
So yeah, do. Okay, I see CQ also commented hi, Kay. Fantastic. Okay, Kay, join me in welcoming our speaker from the industry tonight. She is none other than Miss Afira Rusli, the Health, Safety and Environment Executive from 2 Offshores Sendirian Berhad. So can we have Miss Afira online now, please. Hello, Afira.
Hi, evening. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Safira, and currently I'm working as a HAC executive at Two Offshore Marines. So I hope that I can assist you guys in any questions regarding the HAC.
Fantastic. And Afira, you are in your coverall today to fit the theme, is it?
Yes, basically I just quite lazy to dress up properly, so I just take my coveralls and just wear it.
Are you working from home now?
Yes, actually I'm alternate, so I'm still working from home. At the same time, I also come to the office once in a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, I guess now in this situation, everybody is working from home, and we do hear some background piano going on from Afira because her sister is practicing piano, correct? So don't get freaked out if you hear some piano noise. It's intended to be like that because everybody is working from home now, and that's just how it is, right? Let's zoom into our topic of the day. We are here to talk about occupational safety and health and focusing on career prospects and future outlook in the oil and gas industry. I mean, if you could just flesh out the poster, it would be very nice so that everybody know that they are connected to the right session. Okay, let me just bring out the poster real quick. Okay, so we're here to talk about occupational safety and health, the career prospect, future outlook, especially in the oil and gas industry where Afira is from. And the reason why we did this webinar is because, with the pandemic, even actually before the pandemic, you see a lot of demand, for occupational safety and health professionals. But we think that the general public is not very educated about what OSH is all about, and that is what we're here to discuss. I want to jump into our first question directed to Ms. Afira, and that is, occupational safety and health. It's something that is in demand for many, many years now, and every year we cannot produce enough talents to meet the demand. Afira, as a practitioner, would you be able to share with us some insights from the industry? Give us some an overview of the landscape, and then the career opportunities and some trends in demand, especially in the OSH industry.
Okay, as I can say, is that the demand of HAC practitioners in the industry is very high. Not only in oil and gas industry, but we can speak in the constructions. We can speak for the hospitalities, manufacturing, hospitals. These all industries is required by the law itself, by the OSHA and also FMA, to at least to have one HAC practitioners to overseas on their own workplace for the business itself. Okay, so
Afira, I think you have some
yes.
slides to show also, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, we'll give you some time to put up your slide. And yeah, like Afira said, the demand is really great, especially with the government regulation as well. Okay, let me just bring out Afira's slide. Okay, over to you, Afira. Sorry.
Okay, so the terms of HSE is basically means health, safety, and environment. So this is the program that every workplace, every companies need to develop in order to take care of their, the safety and health of their workers, at the same time to protect the environmental. So basically, this is the three keys of scope that HSE practitioners need to overseas. So basically, it used to refer to laws, regulations, and an effort to protect the health and safety of employees and the public, as well as the environment from hazard associated with the workplace. So in terms of, I can speak for the ONG, is because for the oil and gas industry is divided actually into the three main stream, which is first is the upstream, which is this is what we call on the explorations and production sections. So this is where we produce the crude oil. So this is where you have the idea that the men and women working at the platform, wearing the coveralls, wearing the safety harness, working 12 hours per shift. So this is the upstreams. So this is a very harsh work conditions for you to work, but it's very, very rewarding. I can see that because I've been there before. And you move after that is on the midstream. This is where the interchange link between between the petroleum producing area and consumer. And at the end of the day, we can end it with a downstream. This is where the end product, to be consumed by the end user. Which is this is where you get the petrol from the petrol stations, the raw 95 and 97s down there. So this is the main what we call sections in oil and gas industry.
And there are job opportunities in all of these different stages, isn't it?
Yes, correct. You see, that's inside. People always say, oh, you need to be an engineer to work in oil and gas industry. No, you can be anything to work in this oil and gas industry. And one of it is to become a HSE HSE personnel. Yes, practitioners. So this is something that I really emphasize, that you not only have to take degree in engineering, you always have a lot of choices to get into this oil and gas industry.
Right. And the entry requirement to get into an OSH program is significantly lower as compared to an engineering degree or a diploma, correct?
Yes, correct. Because the thing is, in order for you to become HSC practitioners, certified one, is basically either you get a certificate from, like any certified body such as NIOSH, or you can, I would suggest recommendedly to get at least a diploma to enter the industry, because the diploma program is very structured compared to the certificates. So you can learn a lot of things inside the diploma of occupational safety and health management.
Right. And we are going to talk about that later at length.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay, so that, I think that gives everybody a picture of what the overall overview of the industry is like. A lot of people think that when I get into occupational safety and health, right, then I'll be in my coveralls and I'll be working in kilang every day, the manufacturing plants, or in the oil rigs every day. But actually, that is not true. There is job opportunity from the starting of the stream to end stream, even midstream. So that is why, the job opportunity, there are so many job opportunities out there, and that's why we cannot produce enough talents, to meet the demand, because people think that it's only about manufacturing, it's only about being in oil rig, but in actual fact, it's so much more, isn't it? So that brings me to the second question that I wanted to ask Afira, because when Afira, in our previous conversation, you were mentioning that when you entered the industry, actually you went into the construction industry first, and then you make the switch to oil and gas. Why is that?
Yes, it's true that the first time after I grad, I actually joining a construction industry. So, but previously I was starting my career as a HSC trainee in Technip FMC. So basically, Technip FMC is one of the biggest top oil and gas company. We can see that. So I come from a very, when the first time I start to implement my, whatever I studies during my diploma in occupational safety and health. So I implement that on Technip FMC, and it's really amazed me that how I can implement that very well. So once I graduate, I secured a job in a local, construction company. So I can say that this is the reality of the constructions, that the HSC awareness inside the constructions industry in Malaysia particularly is very, very low. I mean, there's a lot of cases, there's a lot of, the rules that are being broken and so on. So this is something
just to set some context, in case people don't know what HSE is, it stands for Health, Safety and Environment, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
It stands for Health, Safety and Environment. So the purpose of HSC practitioners in a workplace is basically for you to take care the safety and health of your workers. But at the same time, the E, which is the environmentals, is to protect the environment at the same time, because when companies conduct business, they create what we call environmental issues. So it's our job, is HSC practitioners duties to mitigate the risk of the effect of the environmental pollutions due to,
Sounds like a lot of fun.
yes, and a lot of headache. Because you
You
are
have
the
some
one.
photos, right?
Yes, correct. Because you are the one who, create the plan in order to advise your top management, at the same time implement on your workplace. So it's a
Right.
double work. But it's a really rewarding job, because I can
Yeah.
see it's really fun, because you can communicate a lot. You can communicate with top management, the high level, and also until to the end of your workers. Because at the end of the day, I always say this to all my staff, to all my crews, to all my contractors, that we all working to put food on the table, right? So I just want them to come to work safely, and then send them back home safely, because they are they are a father, they are a son, they are a daughter, to somebody. So it's our responsibility as a HSC practitioners to do that, not because you have a lot of information, you have a lot of knowledge, but whether you can give this awareness to them, implement a little bit, not to make a history, but to make a
Yeah.
difference, a good difference, at the workplace,
An
to make sure
important one
everybody's
too.
safe. Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
So this is something that a lot of people don't realize. Actually, people always think that if I want to save lives, I go be a doctor, I go be a nurse. But actually, the role of an health, safety, and environment officer, or an occupational safety and health officer, every single day, you're trying to prevent things from you're trying to prevent accidents from happening. You are also, in a way, saving lives, isn't it? And Afira, I remembered you have prepared some very nice photos of you in the industry. Would
Photos.
you like to show it now, or you want to
Sure,
show it
sure.
later?
Wait. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay. So this is the one of my best experience and very rewarding throughout my career as a HSC practitioner, is to become a HSC trainee at Teknik FMC in Pasir Gudang, Tanjung Langsat. So this is some of the pictures. I talked to the crane operator, Pak Din, 10 years above, as a crane operator. Then I have my friends there, So in this HSC, it's very, I think, it's much more on hands-on job. At the same time, you have to communicate, because the thing is, sometimes you cannot know what others your workers do. So it's very important for you to go down on site and ask them, hey, are you okay doing this? Anything that I can assist you. So this is something that I learned through my time at Technique FMC. So you see, I learned how to jacking myself, jacking the concretes, to feel the equipment, to feel how heavy is it, how tired you can be in from the sun for 12 hours working non-stop and so on. So I try to communicate a lot with the workers itself. I even try talking to them, listen to what their problems. So it's not all about enforcing rules and regulations, but you need to understand the process of work in order to advise them, to communicate with them. At the end of the day, all these people, all these workers are human, So we need to talk to them, nicely. People will listen. If you know the trick to attract them to listen to what you want to say, what you want to implement on your workplace. So this is
Exactly.
some
It
of
really looked
the
like a lot of
pictures.
fun. Wow.
Yes, and all these shackles, because in oil and gas industry, there's a lot of heavy equipments, there are a lot of new engineering, new equipments that you really surprised. Oh, the first time I joining the Technique FMC, I was like, wow. I mean, I was feels like, oh, this is something new. This is beyond the one that I learn inside the classroom. But whatever I learn inside the classroom is basically on the surface that really helpful for me to implement on the workplace itself. So you have to at least have some knowledge in order to implement on the workplace, because you cannot simply like, oh, I think I want to become HSC practitioner, then suddenly you jump into the industry. That is not the right flow, that is not the right way to do, because you need a certain knowledge, a certain certain knowledge to implement on the workplace itself.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see lah, even the jumbo me or myself is like so small.
That wheel is about your height.
Yes, and it's a jumbo. We call it jumbo because it's transport of flexi cables. Actually, Technic FMC's business is basically they manufacture flexi cable that are used in the oil and gas industry. So as you can see, me standing there on the ship, the Pacific Hawks. So as you can see, in HSC industry, or what we call oil and gas industry, as you can see, I just wear some technicians' clothes, because they don't have specific sizing for girls. So I just cut everything, That's the reason I look like a penguin lah. But it's really fun. You can learn a lot if you're willing, if you have the good attitude just to ask and to learn. I'm surely you can just succeed.
Yeah, definitely.
So that is my team lah. During my time in Technic FMC, the HSC department itself.
I wish I could talk all night about the life that you are living now. It sounds like it's so interesting. And to our viewers who are watching us live right now, if you enjoy the outdoor life, if you enjoy talking to people, working with people of different backgrounds and different levels, occupational safety and health may be something that you want to consider. I want to jump the conversation now to Kay. Coming from an academics point of view, right? Kamara, you've had a lot of years of experience in growing and training OSH talents. The truth is, right, occupational safety and health is, a lot of people think that it's not a very sexy industry to be in. Because they think like, if I want to go into construction, I want to be an engineer. If I want to be oil and gas, then I become a chemical engineer. Or if I want to go into the medical industry, I go become a doctor or a nurse. OSH does not come out at all sometimes. Why do you think that is? And is it true that OSH is not a very sexy career to be in? And if I want to study OSH, who should study OSH? It sounds like a lot of questions, but yeah, okay, over to you.
Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, first of all, we have a few benefits in studying OSH. Why they should study in OSH? One of it is when you can see all the pictures that's shared by Afiras. So she just get that experience during his internship for 6 months of internship. So she gain a lot of experience, interesting experience, only by doing her internship, not yet during her working life. Okay, so you can see that if you're someone that are really keen to go for a very independent environment and a very outgoing outdoor person, then yes, you are the right person. You are the right choice for the program for you is study in OSH. Okay, so basically OSH is a multidisciplinary field which concern on the safety, health and also welfare of the workers in the workplace. So from here you can see that OSH is actually have a big responsibility towards the workers. As Afiras mentioned, that these safety practitioners, they are actually given a big responsibility to take care of the workers in the workplace. So what I can see here is that, people might think that OSH is not really priority because why they think it's not sexy because of the big responsibility given to their shoulders, put it in their shoulders, because of they can see that OSH is a very high responsibility job, a high responsibility spec that they have to make a very big commitment. Okay, and also because Osh industry is quite not really well known, famous to the public, and usually most people will know about Osh if you have someone in the Osh field. So
Yes.
someone introduced you in the Osh field, okay, because you have a cable, something like that, okay. So why this why students should study in Osh, in diploma in Osh? Because of first, what I can say, as I said just now, due to the interesting job opportunity and so on. Second, of course, because we have an offer high job demand. Okay, as I can see someone mentioning in the comments that Maxis is also opening a job for this. Yes,
Yes,
if
I
you
saw
go to
it.
job street, yes. So if you go for any job streets or Indeed or any career platform to search for vacancy, so you type for safety and health, there are few multiple industries, not even for oil and gas or construction, because most people will think that OSH is only connected towards construction. No, actually, very all of the industry will need OSH personnel. Okay, because of our new the regulations set by the government, which requires certain requirement to employ the safety and health officer, and sometimes they have to employ for safety executive, not really a competent safety or health officer, especially for SME, for small medium enterprises. So they should employ for safety personnel. So we can see that there are high job demand regardless the industry it is. What industry is. So you can go for manufacturing, you can go for oil and gas, okay. And also because of now we can see that our current situations, that the construction is blooming. You can see anywhere in the city centers there are a lot of construction is going on, right? For example, like in Rapid Pengerang, you can see in city centers, and you can see in Johor Bahru, Pulau Pinang, you can see in Penang, there are lots of constructions of a building, constructions of housing, and also construction of infrastructures. Okay, all the highways and so on. So these are all also job opportunities for OSH graduates. Okay, so of course, when you're choosing a program, okay, so you as a SPM leavers, so when you're choosing a program, so you should see yourself for 4 to 5 years from now onwards. You have to choose program that can give you, that can secure you a job later on, because we have hundreds of programs offered in Malaysia, and sometimes the program is not really relevant 4 to 5 years from now, because sometimes we are moving towards technologies, so might be the program is not really relevant after you graduated. So you have to choose carefully, so that the program that you wanted to study or to take is something program that can offer to secure you job 4 to 5 years. So you have to look forward. Okay, so that's why, because of all the benefits, interesting again, OSH program also will offer a very good interesting salary, starting salary, and with the right choice, right experience, if you have the right competency, you can earn up to 7,000 or 8,000 per month, and you can also become a freelancer. Okay, so you can earn up to 8,000 with the right experience and also right competency.
Right.
And if
And
you
all
have a
of this,
competency,
yeah, and all of this is possible within 3 to 4 years after you graduate, isn't it? There's a pathway for
correct,
it.
3 to 4 years.
Exactly. So, I
Yes.
mean, this is something that a lot of public does not realize. They think that occupational safety is just another personnel in the construction site, that is not as qualified as an engineer. That's why people go into OSH. But actually, what they don't realize is, number one, it's a challenging job, and it's your qualification is no less than an engineer or a doctor, as a matter of fact. Yeah, you're as important as them. Number two,
Yes.
it's really, really fun to be in. So if you're an outdoor person, if you want to meet people, this is something that you want to join. Number three, in terms of job opportunity, there are so many. And to top it up, you have you once you graduate, you have no problem finding a job. You also have you also wouldn't have a problem finding a job that pays well. And if you have the right competency, if you have the right skills, the right talent, you can be earning 7 to 8 thousand within 3 or 4 years after you
Yes,
graduate.
correct.
Well, for those of you who are watching, I don't know about you, but I have not seen yet, other than starting your own business. If you climb the corporate ladder, there's a proven way for you to earn 7,000-8,000 ringgit per month. There's not a lot of professions like that. And if that interests you, you may want to rethink about your perception towards occupational safety and health, right? So yeah, we are going to jump on to question number 4 now. And I want to direct this question to Afira just very quickly. But before that, I saw a comment from Nandini Devi.
Yes, I saw that too.
Yeah, Nandini was asking, I want to study this course so badly. I've asked the counselor, he said it's kind of risky for ladies. How true is that? Nandini, if you're watching this, we are going to cover this later on. So do stay tuned. I think Kamaria went offline. But it's okay while she's trying to connect back in. Nandini, please stay tuned. We are going to ask Afira that question because she's a lady working in the industry. But let's jump to Afira. As an OSH practitioner, what do you think are the qualities or qualifications that you are looking for, especially when you're hiring a fresh grad?
Okay, for the fresh grad, the things that I can advise is for you guys to at least to have a diploma rather than a certificate. Just like I'm telling from the previous conversations that we have, that at least you must have a basic knowledge which is on certified diploma on the occupational safety and health management. If you can have that, it will be a slightly advantage for you compared to others that who have a certificates in OSH also. And at the same time, I will add on the good attitude. The good attitude is very important. I mean, in every industry you want to join, because as for the skills, and you can develop throughout your experience, throughout your trainings once you joining the industry. As for people always ask, what the basic things, what is the basic certificate that I need for me to join the oil and gas industry, for me to go to the platform and so on. The thing that I can say is only that first, of course, you must have at least a certificate or diploma. It's better to have a diploma. And then a valid BOSET. So basically, a BOSET is something is compulsory for every cruise, for every personnel to go to offshore. And last but not least, on the medical certificate, the medicals, what we call certificate of fitness. Yes, this is something that you need. This is the only 3 things that if people ask that, I think you should invest on this, what we call your own personal growth in order for you to join in the industry.
Right. And echoing from Afira, I want to direct this very hot question to Kamaria. Based on what Afira has said, right? The question I want to ask Kay is, as the program leader, right, of the Occupational Safety and Health program in SEGi, what is SEGi doing to prepare our student to excel in this industry?
Okay, so from what has mentioned by Ms. Afiras, so what SEGi is doing and offering to preparing the students so that they are eligible and very ready to go for the work life. Okay, so first of all, we will have industrial site visit, which will bring the industry into the classroom. We are not just giving lectures to the student and so on. So what I practice here, what we offer here is to have a real work-life situations to the students. So sometimes we will bring the students into the industry. So to learn from the industry people from their own perspective. Okay, so we bring them to go for any industrial site visit, for example, like go for factories or go to the port or even go for construction sites. So that they will be taught by the personnel itself.
Yeah, and this is something that's really important, isn't it? Because Afira was mentioning when she got into the construction industry as well as the oil and gas industry, you are not just suddenly applying the skills that you have learned from the textbook, but there's also a lot of practical. You need to learn how a crane maneuvers, for example, right? And how does all the heavy machinery work? And the only way for you to learn is if you have the chance to go into the industry and see it for yourself. Especially when you are studying, isn't it?
Yes, because what we are offering is not only on the theory part, Okay, because we have two ways of study, which is first the lecturers we introduce on the theory parts and then bring them to the industry to expose more them on the real life, the real machineries and so on. Okay, and second is that for the what we are preparing the student is as mentioned by Afira, that Afira is actually a HSE, Health Safety and Health Safety Environmental Executive for two offshore. Okay, so people might not understand why you are offering diploma in OSH, but then sometimes the position that for vacancy that wanted by the industry is health safety environment. So this is what we are offering as additional, which is different from the other institutional, is that we are actually preparing the student study the theory of OSH, but at the same time we are also preparing and to offer the student for additional courses which we add on environmental subjects, environmental short courses, so that the students are equipped with the OSH and also for the environmental part. Because as a safety personnel, so they should also learn on environmental part, even though environment and OSH is from different department. One is under DOSH and another one is under Department of Environment. But as a safety personnel, they need to have a very basic knowledge on environment as well. So this can be an added advantage. So this is what we're preparing our students, so that when they are graduating, so they can have an additional advantage whenever they want to compete with the others competitor outside there. So when they are applying for job, the people can see that okay, the student have these kinds of additional advantage. So this is what we are preparing our students, so that they are also having knowledge on OSH and also environment.
Right, and this is something that we in SEGi does very well, because we've been in the education business for over 43 years now. This year is coming to our 44th year, and we always emphasize that our program should always be. Our CEO always say that our program should always be designed and delivered hand in hand with the industry, so that we immerse our student in that kind of experience. And that is why with that kind of collaboration, right, that is how we keep our syllabus up to date. When we see that there's a demand for environmental courses, then we add them very quickly into our program, isn't it?
Correct.
What about, Kay, I want to ask you, what about in terms of personality and attitude? Because Afira mentioned having the right attitude and the right personality is very important when you want to get into this industry. How is SEGi assessing our students' attitude? Or how do we groom our student in terms of their attitude?
Okay, in terms of our curriculum design or the curriculum delivery, okay, instead of we are not just giving them a theory to learn on the OSH subject and so on. So we are also developing our students to become someone that are confident, independent students. So that's why we have these kinds of offer that to the students, so that SEGi is like when you are studying in SEGi Subanjaya for the first semester, and then you can go to the second semester, you can go to SEGi Sarawak. Okay, this is actually to develop the students' confidence level as well, so that they can
it's a mobility program, right?
Mobility program, yes, so that they can get more experience when they are shifting places, seeing new faces, gain new experience, and also to develop networking. Because when you go for example, you go to SEGi Sarawak, so might be that there in Sarawak they are more towards oil and gas industry, so they are also develop networking during their study, which can help when they are graduating to gain for a job offer. Okay, and also for our assessment, we are also assessing our students in terms of not only on the examinations and tests and quiz and so on. We are also giving them to conduct any programs, to conduct seminars, to conduct toolbox meeting, for example, so that this can help to boost their confidence level. Because being in OSH industry, the most important is for consultation. Because you as a leader, you have to consult your workers, regardless their position is something, because sometimes you have to consult someone that is higher position than you. So that's why it's really important to have these consultations technique, or we can say consultation
that
technique.
confidence, isn't it?
Yes, confident to consult with other people. Because if you are someone that is very shy, introvert, so you can't consult other people. You can't talk to other people. Okay, you
Exactly.
can advise them. So how you
Exactly.
can pursue them to follow your ways. Okay, so these are all the interpersonal skills that are also offered by SEGi College.
Right. And in fact, I mean, we have to be honest, right? When students come into the program, not all of them are born very confident. Not all of them
Yes.
have that competency when they come in. And one of the ways that SEGI is encouraging students to cultivate their confidence and their sense of leadership, right? We also give out something called digital badges
Yes.
throughout the studies. Kamaria, could you explain a little bit about digital badges?
Okay, so digital badges is like something very because sometimes we as a students we like to compete each other, right?
Yeah.
So for myself, when I study, I like to compete. Like I will ask if I'm given with the best report, okay, the best report producer that was given with the badges that okay, you are okay, Kamaria, you are given with these prizes, so I will feel proud about it. So this also will it's something like a reward to the students. Okay, so this can help in order to boost up the confidence of the student as well, so that the student can feel like okay, I am being appreciated in this institution. I am being appreciated by the lecturers, by the friends, okay, by the classmates. So this also can help them to boost up their confidence, and also to help them to be like to improve themselves.
Right.
Okay, so
And
this
this
is
is
what we
something
offer.
that, yeah, and this is something that I think future employers like Afira would appreciate as well, because our students, once they earn the badges, right? For example, I have the leadership badge, and then I have the best presentation badge or the best consultation report badge, right? They could actually export these badges and put them into their LinkedIn account, or they can put them in the resume, so that when people like Afira interview a candidate from SEGI, there is actual proof that this
Yes.
student possess these skills, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. And so to do a quick summary of what Kamaria have said, I wrote down three keywords about how the SEGI's program is designed so that our student can excel. Number one is we work very closely with the industry. We bring industry into the classroom. In fact, we bring you to the industry. Not a lot of people can do that. And number two, because we have the SEGI mobility programs where students can, let's say they enroll in the Kuala Lumpur campus, they can actually spend a semester, let's say, into to the Sarawak campus at no extra cost. Yeah, and they could also go to SEGI Penang if they like. So all of these inter-college transfers will allow students to learn from not only different geography but different industry as well. Yeah, because oil and gas, all of them are in a lot in Sarawak, and then the manufacturing plants, especially the IT plants, are all in Penang and things like that, right? So networking is the second keyword. So we have industry, we have networking, as well as the digital badges where we groom you not only academically but interpersonally as well. Right? Afira, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I really agree on what Miss Kamaria says on the the badges, because it will give you a slightly advantage a lot. I mean, in terms of when it comes to hiring a fresh grad, because that makes you different from others candidates. It's really important for you guys to have some things that is different from others. And adding to what Kamaria says is on the confidence levels. Sometimes as a OSH practitioners, it's very important for you to step out from your comfort zones. I still remember one thing. This is my personal experience. Once I joining during my days as a student, I'm very, very one of the persons that are very shy. So I don't want to present. I don't want to talk. I even, zero, because I like to stay in the shadow, basically. But I think on semester 3, I was thinking, until when this going to, happens, I need to step out from my comfort zone. I need to become very brave, very bold, very outspoken. And, I'm gladly that I do that during my studies. My lecturers helped me a lot. They forced me to speak during the toolbox, during the presentations. They make sure every one of us present. And actually, it's really, really helped you in the industry. Because the thing is, I was surprising myself during my working times in Borneo previously is that I managed to present to the top of management in Petronas, head of pipeline, heads of oil and gas, heads of this, head of that. There's a lot of top management, and I managed to present to them. To present the project, to present on the HSC part of the projects, and it's actually really helps for you guys to start practicing to be a little bit open up to all the opportunities. You need to communicate. Being a HSC practitioner is all about communications, and just like Maria says, is consultations, not consultations to your workers but to the top managements also as well. So it's really, really important to have that kind of personality. This is what I'm looking for, especially when we hire an intern, right? So especially when we hire an intern, there's a possibility, a chances, a chances for you to join us in the organizations. But the thing is, in additions of your formal educations, we are looking for this quality. We are looking for the quality makes you different from others candidates, this is one of it, which means you can speak.
Thank you, Afira. Eve brought out a question about the future of this job. Is this going to be automated and things like that? We're going to talk about this later. But Afira, I want to jump our question a little bit to the to a question that Nantini asked just now, because I mean, you look so confident. You look like you're doing so well in industry as a female, and I guess this is something that is very controversial as well. Occupational safety and health, or occupational safety and environment profession, is generally a very male-dominant industry. Would you encourage female students to get into this industry? I think you are muted, Afira. There's an unmute button below.
Sorry, I was like so exciting to show the slide.
Yeah, should female join the industry,
sorry.
Afira?
This is the questions that I really wait for,
So here it comes, Nantini.
Okay, the answer is definitely yes, 100%. I mean, you should ask these questions. Why should we not joining this industry? Yes, it's true that this is a male-dominated industry. As you can see in the picture, I'm the only girls in the project teams. But doesn't mean it's you have a lot of advantage. You have the same opportunity as other persons in that project. So as you says that is it like whether it's dangerous or not? No, I don't say that it's dangerous, because as you see, if you go to the platform, women get their own rooms. We do not share like others crews. We have this slightly advantage compared to others personnel on board. So yes, this is something that companies create, because we work under what you call Labor Act. We have this regulation, we have this act to protect us. So there is no such term as a sexual harassment and so on. And if that happens, because you are just a woman, you can just report it with the right channels, because this is something that I always emphasize, because you see, men sometimes when they are joking can be a little bit harsh for me, but as for me, my baseline is that as long as no physical contact should be okay. This is for me. So as you say, is it dangerous for a woman to work in this such industry? No, definitely no, because you see, you will earn their respect if you do your job properly. If you speak out, if you present yourself very well, they will respect you, because the reason that they will like amazed, hey, shit, this is a girl inside our site, right? So how on earth she's working with us? So that's
Exactly.
the reason, as you can see in this picture, right? I become Siti Nurhaliza sometimes when I'm at site. And then as you can see, the pictures below, this make a joke, it says caution, tripping hazard, watch your step. So they make me to hold the signage because it says every time I entered the site, entered the refinery plant, they will say, that is HAC, that is Afira, that's the girl that we are talking, this is the only girl that in the project. So that's what I tell you, that sometimes you see being a woman in oil and gas industry give you a lot of advantage, because it's something rare, it's something rewarding. At the same time, this is the time that you can empower other young girls out there to involve in this oil and gas industry. I strongly encourage you guys to join, especially to women, to girls out there, to join the OSH industry, because I really want to see a lot of girls in oil and gas industry or in HAC industry, because it's something rewarding. I can tell you, you just need to know how to, present yourself very well when you work, and then they will respect you. Trust me, and honestly, this is one of the best experience that I have.
And it's really a privilege that both of our guest speakers tonight are female. Kamaria,
Yes.
you also made it very, very far in the OSH industry this time around as an educationist. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, first of all, when I'm choosing my career, okay, so because I started as an environment field. So when I'm choosing for OSH, the reason I'm choosing for OSH is because of it's a male dominated industry. Because I know and I'm familiar that this is a male dominated industry. So the reason I'm choosing it because of I think that for my perspective, I think that a male denominated industry is easier for me to get or to secure career opportunities for me. For me, I think like that. Okay, so I purposely choose a male dominated industry so that people can know you. People can for like Afira's, she's the only girl in the platform, so everyone knows her. So it's a bit advantageous to us. So whenever people are going to other places, or Afira's, she's taking HSC and she's the only girl, so everyone is talking about you. So it's become advantageous to us as well.
Yeah, you gain a bit of fame at the beginning of your career, isn't it?
Yes, and your
And then the
BTW
bosses
is usually
remember you.
approved.
It's like we are developing networking already.
Exactly. I guess female also have something very different to offer to the table. I think girls are generally a bit more meticulous in the things that they do. I'm clumsy, very, very clumsy. But my female colleagues, they always point out my mistakes and things like that. So yeah, I mean, don't think that it's a male dominant industry. That's why you shouldn't be in. Being a female does offer you a whole different set of values and things that you could contribute to the industry and your company as well. Afira, what are these pictures about?
So basically, this is my project in Batam. So this is we are serving the client, which is the Petronas itself. So basically, we built a rig, a WIM, water injection module platform. Basically, in reservoir in Malaysia, oil and gas well. Oil well in Malaysia is currently at critical level. So the project is basically you inject the water inside the well, and based on the physics, when water mixed with oil will be on the top, right? So that is the projects basically. So this is during my time in Batam, visiting the fabrication yard in what we call in Perkasa. So this is one of the very rewarding also experience for me, as I can joining the client itself and getting a lot of information and knowledge from all these old fellas. That's they will say that what we call old is gold. So yes, as you can see the top pictures, that is me with my EVP of operations, Baxter. So half of his life was in Shell, and the next to him is also Sabri, and Sabri also from Shells. So you see, being the HSC practitioners is very, very interesting career that you can choose after after SPM, because I remember that the first time my ambitions was to be basically a PTD, working for the government, become the ambassador. but during that time, I share, this is very interesting story. So I share is that this is my first first ambitions. I already like in tingkatan 6 want to taking the STPM, but suddenly my teacher says, I think you guys should look into HSC. And I was like going back home, googling and everything. And the good thing about HSC is the market is very high demanding, and then you can finish your studies like 3 to 4 years, and then you can just jump into the industry. Compared to if I want to become an ambassador, I need to complete like a degree 4 years, and then I have to go for the training for the government servants, the intern facilities and so on. So being the eldest one, and I do not come from not have a very well financially families. So it's very important for me. During that time, I was thinking that I need to study finish my study fast. I need to get into the industry very fast. So I searched googling, and HSC is one of it, because it's really important for you to choose the right program, the right courses, because and you should see, just Google a little bit and read a newspaper on the demanding of job. Sometimes because last time I was offered in IPTA, pengurusan maklumat, information management. So I was like, shit, what I'm going to do with that diploma, right? And my parents did not spoke to me for almost 3 months because I choose Occupational Safety and Health, for your information. Because they says that I'm so like stupid because I reject IPTA offer. But the thing is, now I'm proving that they are wrong because
you're doing so well.
Yes, it doesn't matter it's IPTA or IPTS. As long as the courses and the demanding are there, you should do some reading, when you want to choose a courses. There's a reason why when my junior says, hey, what should we do? What courses that they should we take? Then I will always suggest them, do some research a little bit on the on the market, on the job market. So as this is what I say, that HSC is really rewarding job, because once you graduate, you can actually, with the right effort, with the right good attitude, you can definitely secure a job. And it's really important for you to communicate, because networking also everything. Okay, so this is one of the project.
Right. So think hard and try to look for, try to study something that has, is going to have demand when you graduate, right?
Yes,
this is something that my colleague, the associate dean for the faculty of engineering, Dr. Tew, always tell me. He always say, I'm a very practical man. Where there is demand, where there is job, that's where I will be. So he always tells students, hey, before you study, don't go and look for what program to study. That is wrong. You go on job street, see what is the highest demand job. Then
100%.
From there, choose what you want to study.
That's true.
Correct.
That's true.
True, 100%. Please.
Right?
It's our current situation.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
But for you have even a master with but you didn't have a job. You need to search for that job market that people needs you.
And this is while we're talking about this, it's a very good time for us to get into Eve's question. Her question was, may I know if this job can be automated? I think she's referring to, with Industry 4.0, a lot of digital automation and things like that. What's the future like for this job? Maybe Kamaria could answer first, then we direct the question to Afira.
Okay, so of course we can't refuse, or we can refuse for the technologies development. Okay, so and also we can see that DOSH officers, when they are doing inspections, they are also using technologies. They are no longer doing the walkabout. So they are using digital drone to do the inspection at the construction site. So we can see that technology development is also required for these courses. Okay, but this program is not something that can be automated or AI. For example, like we still need human to consult with the others for consultation method, for advising. To advise the top management is something that's require human to do the presentation and so on. So it's a job that actually it's a cost and job that actually it can be. It's not that they can't be automated, but with the help.
I think I think her internet line broke off, but it's okay. So I guess her point was, I see. Kate, you were breaking off just now. I think your information is so important that the internet cannot carry it. What was your last sentence?
When did I stop just now?
Somewhere along the line of some parts can be automated, but we still need human. Something like that.
So it can't be automated at all, but the technologies can help to ease off the burden of these safety personnel. So with the help with that, so that's why what we offer in SEGi is that we are also moving towards IR 4.0. So we are also inputting all these technology developments for our current situation, whatever that we have. So we are also putting it in our curriculum design.
Right. So if don't be afraid of technology. Technology is not going to take your job away, but what it's going to do is going to help you do a better job as an OSH personnel. Afira, what are your thoughts on this?
I do agree on what Kamaria says, because latest PHI, which is per hire inspections conducted by the clients when they want to hire our vessels, is basically they are using videos, drones. So we do this what we call live to do the inspection. So the crew says, okay, we want to see the engine, we want to see this room, we want to see that. So basically the crews is going there. Actually, it's quite interesting because it's like the first time me conduct the per hire inspection virtually. So it's very what we call something new. But at the end of the day, I could not agree that, we have to adapt to these new norms, because at the end of the day, you still need to complete your task. So there's a lot of means, there's a means of ways to complete the task. So one of it is being automated. But as Kamaria says, that not fully can be automated, because some of it, for the equipment, for the certain tasks that you need humans on board, humans on the platforms to do the job. So but you don't need to be afraid that you don't have a job, because nowadays everything's going to be like virtual, everything's is IT and so on, but the thing is, you need to at least to adapt and learn the skills. This is considered one of the skills that are needed nowadays. So it's something that you can consider to develop yourself to all these skills.
Fantastic. Thank you, Afira. What is these pictures about? This is the PHI inspection,
this is a
right?
per hire inspection. So this is the one I said. So this is per hire inspections by Petronas. So I was there in Kemaman before the vessels go on shores and go offshores.
I see. Right. Thank you for sharing, Afira. We are coming to the end of our sessions already. I have one last question for Afira, and actually it's more to Kamaria for Kay. But to all of our viewers who are watching us right now, if you have any questions, do put them in the comments box so that we could pick up your questions, and Miss Afira and Kay could answer your questions after this. I see a question from Nandini talking about switching field of study and jobs and stuff like that. We'll talk about that later. But my last question is directed to Kay. You see the Occupational Safety and Health Diploma, or in other words, the DIOSH, right? Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health. It's a program that is also offered by many other institutions. With that in mind, right? why should students choose to study with SEGi, especially when they want to do the diploma in Occupational Safety and Health program?
Okay, so one of the advantages for our institution is, for example, for the first one, is like because of for our curriculum was designed to be updated to meet the requirement from both MQA and also from DOSH. Okay, for example, like DOSH required to have a OSH lab, so we are meeting the demands of them. So we are also taking to ensure that our curriculum designed based on their requirement. And also our subjects and our syllabus are not redirecting to to any certain industry. Our subjects and our curriculum was designed to meet all industry. So it can be used in manufacturing, it can be used in oil and gas. So it's a multidisciplinary industries. And also again, as I mentioned, benefit for study with SEGi, the mobility program, that you can go for any centers without any additional cost. You can go to Sarawak, you can go to Penang, okay. And also for the digital badges, which can help to boost up your confidence and also to boost up as an additional advantage in your resume to be compete to the others applicants. And the other advantages is like we are also offering extra competency courses for environmental subjects to ensure that the students are also equipped with environmental theory. So that when they are graduated, they are also having this environmental theory and environmental knowledge in their resume. So this can be added advantage so that the employers that going to hire them knows that these safety students are also having additional knowledge on environmental parts. So they don't
Exactly.
have, so that, yes, that's an added advantage. And also we are also having we have a few scholarships, fee subsidies. Okay, we are also offering allowances for the students that study in diploma in OSH. So that's are all advantages that make us different from the other institutionals.
Exactly. I think the strength of our diploma in occupational safety program really lies in our 43 years of experience in the higher education
Yes.
industry, as well as how diverse the SEGi group of colleges are. You know, we have a campus almost in every corners of Malaysia, and because of that, it enables us to allow our students to do some inter-college transfer, so the
Yes.
mobility program, where you could learn not only in Subang Jaya or Kuala Lumpur or Penang or Sarawak, you could actually be learning from different geographies and
Yes.
different industries. And you know, with our digital badges and things like that, we actually encourage you to be more charismatic. We encourage you to be more confident. Yeah, so you grow interpersonally as well on top of academics. And to top it off, we also have additional certifications if you join our diploma in occupational safety and health program. And I just want to shamelessly promote the scholarship that we have right now, especially for students out there who are considering to do the diploma in occupational safety and health program with SEGi. Of course, right now we have a lot of scholarships ongoing. Almost every student who apply through SEGi will get a scholarship despite your exam result, because your exams is not everything, right? If you have the right attitude, if you want to study, right, we will give you the scholarship that you want. And to make it even better, the DOSH program, the Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health program, is covered 100% by PTPTN. Of course, terms and conditions apply, yeah. But it is covered 100% by PTPTN, and you also get a semester basis. You receive some allowances to cover your cost of living, as well as you get free transportation and accommodation as well if you're an outstation student. You are almost virtually getting paid to study this program, isn't it?
Yes, and
Yeah.
to add on that, you can see from the first video that we are showing facilities that we have in our centers, in our colleges. So you can see that we have a lot of facilities. We have lots of entertainment also. So when you are paying for the tuition fee, so of course, me as a student, I will say that what I pay, I want to know that what are the feedback or what are the benefits that I can receive. For example, like we have entertainment room, so recreational center. So we have all these facilities to be offered by the students to the students, and also we are also awarded with the my
My quest
quest
6
for
stars.
6 stars. Yes, so that is for our facilities. So you know that you are studying in a very good facilities and a good college. So
Right.
that is one of our benefit as well.
Thank you, Kay. At this point, I would like to jump into the Q&A session. There's a question by Nantini again. Nantini is asking, um, she's a business student. Once I complete my studies, and if I'm about to study certificate in OSH, is there any higher possibilities for me to get a job since I'm studying from a different line? Who wants to answer this question first? Kay
Okay.
or Afira?
All right. So as she's a business student, so if she wanted to study for certificate in OSH, I would think that it's a bit wasting her time if he go for certificate in OSH. Rather than she go for certificate in OSH, so why not she just go to diploma in OSH? But we need to look at her SPM results, because for diploma in OSH there are entry requirement which we need to consider in for her SPM results.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's why for to study on certificate in OSH would be a wasting of time and money, because of she's already have diplomas in business students business. So it would be better if you have a same which is same level of education, which is diploma in OSH. So yes, you can do. There is a high possibility that you can go for further study in OSH, but we have to look at the entry requirement first.
Right. So, Nantini, if you are watching this, what you need to do is maybe you reach out to any of the SEGi campuses and get in touch with the counselors. And the counselor is going to work with Miss K to see if we could do some horizontal transfers of
Yes.
credit and see if we can save some time going for a diploma course. Afira, do you have an answer for this? What are
In
your
addition,
views?
I just want to encourage that, even the engineers in my workplace also feels like, hey, I want to switch to HAC. So I doesn't see, I mean, for me, I do not see that if you come from any industry, any studies like business, like, managements, others, accounting, or so on, you are welcoming to always to join HAC industry, because the thing is, whatever knowledge you gain previously, it will definitely help you being a good HAC practitioner. Just take an example from Nadini. Is basically you are a business student, right? So basically you will learn a lot, in business. So that thing you can be managements, how to communicate, how to negotiate on the account and so on. That thing is really useful to become a good HAC practitioner as well.
Correct.
So I doesn't see that it will be a waste for a business students to join a HAC industry. In fact, it's like it will be additional advantage for you if you to join the industry.
Thank you, Afira. I hope that answered Nantini's questions. At this point, I would like to also invite the rest of the viewers who are watching this. If you have questions, put them into the comment section. If not, we're going to end today's session with Miss K and Miss Afira sharing with us their concluding words. Maybe we let Afira start first. Any last word of advice?
My last word is basically, I really hope that you guys can join the club lah. Sooner or later. I just
Especially if you're a female, isn't it?
Yes, please join. Because the thing is that, just like CY told you, CY, you said that on the first that it's not. I mean, it's not just being a doctor, so you can save a person's life, but a lot of accidents happens in the workplace, and I really hope that a lot of HAC awareness to the workforce, and that is the reason why we need a very good HSC practitioners, and I'm pretty sure that SEGi will produce a very good HSC practitioners. So
Thank you.
in conclusions, is like you just need to, you know, raise the awareness itself, because in Malaysia there's a lot of high demands in HSC professions, and we really need a good HSC safety practitioner.
Thank you, Afira. And Kamaria, before you share your final words, I have one final question to ask you. Actually, I forgot, but you can include that in your concluding words. And that is the question. You know, a lot of areas in Selangor just went into EMCO yet again. A lot of SPM leavers now, they are thinking, hey, should I study now or should I wait for this whole pandemic to pass? Then I only study. Should students study now, Kamaria? What are your thoughts? And of course, your concluding words as well.
Okay, so as EMCO has been implemented now, and I don't think that MCO will be ended soon. Okay, but my advice to all the SPM leavers out there is that when you want to start your study. So for me, my advice is to start your study at the soonest, because for like diploma in OSH, the first semester program that we offer is more on theoretical subjects, which doesn't require you to be in the classroom. So this all information on the theory parts, we can pass it virtually. And with virtual classroom, we are also providing lots of information. So we are not just giving a lectures to you, okay? And yes, to start the class or to start your study at the soonest, because if you wait for like 1 year or maybe 6 months, so this is wasting your time. So you can see that nowadays people are fighting for a job. People are fighting for educations. Okay, you can see lots of people out there applying for job. They have diplomas, they have certificates, they have degrees. So if you're still waiting, so if you waited for another month or another years, so this is wasting to your time, because we can see now people at the age of 23 years old, they are already a PhD holders. So why you should wait? Okay, so for me, my advice is to start at the soonest. Okay, and of course, SEGi College is the best choice for you to start your career because of what all the benefits that we share to you. And one of the important parts is choose a program that can secure you a job in the future. So that's my advice, and to conclude today's webinar. Choose wisely. I see why you are muted.
Sorry. Thank you, Kamaria. So choose wisely. Start
Yes.
now, right? Not later, right?
Yes, we can start to shopping for programs and choose wisely for the programs that can secure your future.
Yeah, or go onto Job Street now and see what is in demand, right?
Yes.
It will bring you right back to occupational safety and health.
Agree.
So, thank you, our two very lovely ladies, Miss Afira, for joining us despite your very busy schedule, even during this MCO, and for dressing up as well. And to Miss K as well. Thank you so much for joining us
Yes.
today. And to all of our viewers out there, on behalf of SEGi Group of Colleges, SEGi College in Penang, SEGi College in Kuala Lumpur, SEGi College in Subang Jaya, as well as SEGi College in Sarawak. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Chat with SEGi series. This is CY, Afira, as well as Miss K signing off. And until we meet next time, stay at home for those of you who are under the EMCO states. And for those of you who are contemplating to study or not, study now. Okay, don't wait. And to all of you who are watching, join me in thanking both Miss K and Miss Afira as well in the comments box. Write a big thank you. And I'll see everyone again in our next episode. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Afira.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.